Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now February 16th of 2021. Now, before we get to the overall subject, I just want to say that everybody out there in Texas, I hope you're all doing okay. If you guys are from Texas, do write a comment below, let me know, and others know exactly how you guys are doing over there. You know, best to all of you guys, and hope you're all very well. Now, everything related to what's been happening with Disney and Lucasfilm and the whole Gina Carano fired situation, we do know that, of course, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm between, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni trying to really get things back on track here with the overall franchise. There are some minor setbacks being put into place here for Mando Season 3, the Ahsoka Tano series, as well as, let's not forget, the Andor show as well. This whole thing is having a little bit of a ripple effect on many of the major shows that are already well into development. Now, looking beyond all of this, alright, a lot of fans have been up in arms for the past couple of days, canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions. Disney is in full-blown panic mode because it not only affects Star Wars, it also affects everything else. Marvel, everything that's on Disney Plus, I mean, you name it. You can only imagine as to why they are very concerned about how Disney Plus is going to perform. Now, the thing about the Gina Carano firing situation, alright, is that this really is a big deal for Star Wars right now. And there's a reason as to why. We've gone over this before many times in the past couple of days, if you guys want to go ahead and check out those posts. But what's really even all the more intriguing has all to do with creator George Lucas and actor Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal, in case you guys don't know, is the main actor of The Mandalorian who plays Din Djarin. And what's really intriguing about that is that given that The Mandalorian Season 3 is now well into development and in the works between both Disney and Lucasfilm, they are all focused on their new Star Wars projects moving ahead. It's described, however, that since Gina Carano was fired, many problems have been happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm. It's described that creator George Lucas has been in a deep conflict since the Gina Carano firing, and that Lucas is said to have an urge to want to fire actor Pedro Pascal, since he has been making heavy demands and requests for more screen time than what the story needs for The Mandalorian Season 3, and how his involvement with The Last of Us series is going to have an impact on production for the series. So, as far as these demands go, alright, this is pretty surprising, get ready. It's noted that Pedro Pascal has many problems with not having many scenes with the helmet off for Season 3 of Mandalorian, and wants to have more than double the amount of screen time having his face in the show, since he believes that the show is not promoting his face as an actor on screen. Aside from all of this, the Gina Carano firing situation is causing some setbacks for The Mandalorian Season 3, and that filming may very well be delayed from April until May. Jon Favreau is actually requesting the delay to the higher-ups over at Disney due to having to do some major rewrites for the second half of the season that originally had tons of Cara Dune scenes with Ahsoka Tano by her side by Rosario Dawson. And that even Ahsoka's scenes are going to be tweaked in a major way for Season 3. Now, the thing about Pedro Pascal, alright, mind you, this is a very important piece right here that I think a lot of fans need to know. A lot of fans are very much, and this is separate from what's going on, a lot of fans are very much angry over the fact that Gina Carano got fired for what she posted on social media, on Twitter, and then Pedro Pascal, some time ago, posted something pretty much, I would go as far to say, on the same exact level here, as to exactly how it was really to the point where it really angered a lot of people. It really caused a lot of Star Wars fans to group up together and create a voice. And yet nothing happened to Pedro Pascal. He was not fired. He didn't get in trouble by Lucasfilm for what he posted. Of course, he didn't get fired over that. So a lot of fans are calling out the hypocrisy of Lucasfilm. And this is a fact. There is a lot of hypocrisy behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm. And it really does bring one to an attention here. Is there really an agenda going on? It seems to be the case now. On an official note, it really does seem to be the case. So, as far as George Lucas is concerned as to why he has this urge to fire Pedro Pascal, it seems to be, at least as far as we can tell, completely separate from the Gina Carano situation. Number one, Pedro is demanding, and being overly demanding, of having more of his face on screen for The Mandalorian, to the point where it just doesn't really fit the story. Again, characters with helmets, usually you want to keep them as mysterious as possible. Sure, Din Djarin had his moments with an unmasking in Season 2 and Season 1, but it served the actual story. There's no need to have him have no helmet for a large chunk of the actual Season 3 itself of Mandalorian. And Pedro was really asking for as much as half of the series of Season 3 to actually have no helmet on, or off, no helmet at all, I should say. Now, the thing about that also is that he's going to be involved with the Last of Us series, I believe on HBO, if I'm correct. That's going to have a big impact on how many scenes Pedro is going to be in for Mandalorian Season 3. They're actually going to be having somebody else to fill in for the role already, and it seems as though that George Lucas is like, what's the point, right, of having Pedro even involved with this if he's not going to have all that many unmasking scenes in the actual show, and how he's being overly demanding about all of this. So like I've said, I think that apart from what we have seen between everything that has happened in the Kathleen Kennedy era of Star Wars, from 2012 until 2020, I would say, before she lost her creative control, we really saw a little rise of Star Wars, and then the downfall of Star Wars, Jon and Dave bringing it back nicely with the Season 2 finale, and now we're just having a big ripple right now, because now a lot of fans are canceling their Disney Plus. Disney, of course, is very much worried about that, and now Jon and Dave have to do a lot of rewrites and tweaking for a number of shows. I mean, all of this because of one post on social media is really making Jon and Dave going through a lot more work. And that's not the biggest problem. You know, when we look at everything related to Gina Carano, a lot of people are very much angry over the fact that freedom of speech is at risk here of pretty much vanishing. A lot of people have different views on the matter, of course. A lot of people have different opinions, and I respect that. But everything between of what has happened between, you know, Gina Carano, Kathleen Kennedy, the higher-ups over at Disney, the past couple of days and even months at that, it seems to be an endless cycle. It really is like dangling a carrot when it comes to Lucasfilm. You know, we get a little tease of something great, and then something very bad is just bound to happen after that. This is on and off all the time with Lucasfilm, so are we really all that surprised at what happened to Gina? Not necessarily. I mean, I always expected something to happen eventually to somebody being able to voice their own opinion. And it seems like Lucasfilm doesn't like that. You know, that's what we seem to actually be realizing now. So, again, guys, we all have our own opinions on things, we all have our own viewpoints, and let me know what you think about the entire situation below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.